So do you know this guy named Farzia on Instagram? He's an influencer. He's a comedian basically, or like he's an entertainer basically, you know? He's good, he's funny. I like him. I came across one of his videos. So the video, I'm just gonna play it and then we can comment on it.
A Muslim content creator, don't put yourself in a box for only Muslims to enjoy. You need to be able to be relatable, creative, valuable for the general public. And there's a creative way to be able to dance on the line between your moral compass as a Muslim and being relatable, valuable, and being funny to the general public. And that is the key to success as a Muslim content creator, entrepreneur, whatever it is, as a Muslim in general. And that's something that I give advice to all the Muslims out there that are trying to create content, that are trying to build a business, trying to do whatever. Don't just adhere to Muslims. You're gonna cook yourself. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. Don't try to be too Muslim on this app. It's gonna destroy your entire identity. And it's gonna also destroy your entire purpose making content. Because you shouldn't just be making content for Muslims. You shouldn't just be giving value to Muslims. It should be to everybody. But you as a Muslim should always be number one. Never go against your own morals when doing something for the value of this world. And you have to find that line between the two. When you're able to find that line and dance on it every single day, you will be successful.
What do you think?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
So the general tenor of his message is kind of vague.
Okay.
Like, what does it mean not to be too Muslim? What does it mean to only... Because look, let me give a charitable interpretation and tell you where I agree.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you where like there might be some sus stuff there.
Okay.
The charitable interpretation is that if you are a Muslim who is making content for a good reason, your content should be consumable by everybody.
Okay.
It might appeal to Muslims. It should definitely have your Islamic values represented.
Yeah.
But don't speak over the heads of the non-Muslims. Maybe, understand that most of the people on the internet are non-Muslim. Maybe you shouldn't use too complicated terminology or assume prior understanding unless you are a specialized channel.
Yeah.
So this is the part where like even I as a content creator and the purpose that I have, which is to spread the message of the deen and to desecularize Muslim minds, I keep in mind every time I do a video, even when we're on here, I keep in mind that non-Muslims might be watching, and how am I going to speak in a way that doesn't assume like
that they know what you're saying, yeah.
not just that they know what I'm saying, but all the prerequisites of like what it makes to be a Muslim, like believing in the Quran, believing in Sunnah, right? So I try to be more approachable, consumable. I might not always use the Arabic terminology.
Right.
I might not always say Allah. I might say God sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the part where it's like, okay, I can see there's a point there.
Yeah.
The part where it's problematic. First of all, why are we doing content?
As Muslim.
Why are we doing content as Muslim? Like everything has to start with the purpose.
Yeah.
Because what I said, I think it makes sense if you have the right purpose. Like if I'm appealing to non-Muslims, why do you want to appeal to non-Muslims? For money? For fame? So that you can be cool? So that you can be accepted? That's dangerous.
Right.
Right? Oh, I don't want to be too Muslim because if I'm too Muslim, I'm too weird. No. We should be leaning into... we should not be like compromising from Islam one bit.
Yeah.
We should be trying to be consumable in the way that we speak, not from an ideas perspective, but from an understanding perspective. Like there's a difference between alienating somebody because they don't like your ideas and alienating somebody because they didn't understand you.
Yeah. Or because they don't feel like they can relate to you at all.
Yeah.
Like what I understood from what he said.
Yeah.
And again, I'm maybe reading through the lines.
Yeah.
But I can relate a little bit to what he's saying because I feel like the whole Islamic identity, just generally speaking, but also in the media, has placed us in a box.
Yeah.
Like
the Islamosphere.
The Islamosphere, but it's like a secularized, so the deen is secularized.
Yeah. Okay.
What that means is the deen right now, what we know, or the Islamic identity is literally the spiritual, personal, lifestyle, exactly.
Yeah.
And it with a mix of basically Arabism, which I'll touch up on in a second. So it's like this whole culture, it's this whole picture of what it means to be a Muslim. So now when you're like, okay, we should be making content for, obviously with a purpose.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I want to have Islamic personality.
Yeah.
Or I want to do da'wah or whatever it is. You go into this box and you present this, you're playing in that area, in that arena.
I think I see what you mean. What you're saying is like, Muslim in the common consciousness has become something limited.
Yes.
And that's why he feels like if I'm Muslim
He's
only, then
so
I'm
you're
going to be
cooked.
limited.
Yeah, and he's like, bro,
Yeah.
like, first of all, the non-Muslims are not gonna relate because you're talking only to Muslims, and understand what you're saying basically. But also, he's frustrated with he's like, it's gonna ruin you to just do content for Muslims. Also, because I see a lot of these influencers, it's always content around like Sunni Shia jokes. Oh, I farted, I passed, wind, and I broke my wudu. Like things that are relatable.
Yeah.
Prayer, around fasting. Like some guy asked some guy on the internet, a sheikh on the internet, he's like, if I fall and if shawarma falls in my mouth, and did I break my fast?
Yeah.
Some things like, it's always like the same things.
It's like it's a common theme. It shows you what we understand Islam relates to.
Bro, it's
Right?
limited.
Yes.
You've limited Islam to like this very it's like religious, everything religious. But Islam is so expansive.
Yeah.
Islam covers every area of life.
It reminds me of the ayah in the Quran. I did a video on it recently on my channel, Abu Ibrahim. Like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَيْسَ الْبِرَّ أَن تُوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ قِبَلَ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ وَلَكِنَّ الْبِرَّ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. Like Allah goes through, he says, first of all, that righteousness is not prayer. Righteousness is Iman, the worldview, the ideology of Islam, which we don't see so much represented. We see like certain aspects of it, but not really the total understanding of like how you understand the world today as a Muslim, which is really honestly our whole purpose on this show, is this first part of birr, which is man amana billahi wal yawm al-akhir wal malaikati wal kitabi wal nabiyyin. Right, and then sadaqah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes through sadaqah in the same ayah, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes through iqamat al-salat, ita al-zakat, and then he goes through perseverance in hardship, in struggle, and in battle.
Okay.
Right. So what being a Muslim is very comprehensive.
Yeah.
It's deep. It relates to every aspect of life. And I know exactly. There's a subreddit called R Islam. IZLAM.
Okay.
It's like Islamic memes by Muslims. And it's always like Spider-Man praying.
That's
it's
exactly
like,
what it is, bro.
But bro, like it's
always
always
the
the
same thing.
same rotating set of topics. No, sometimes it does go, to some more interesting things, but not usually. Nikah, it's like marriage, prayer, hijab,
Yeah.
beard, and like fasting.
Yeah.
Food like shawarma and whatever.
Yeah.
We can count them.
Yeah.
We can count them on probably two hands.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, it's not just limited to the influencers on social media. You also have rappers, right? Whenever they become Muslims, or they're like, they get on their deen, their raps become Islamic, like in that box again.
Because
like,
and the fault here is not that their raps are becoming Islamic. The fault here is that their notion of Islam, as informed by the common consciousness of what Islam is limited to these things, which is not what Islam is.
It's like they start, it's like, okay, now it's like the Arabic terms have to be there. Yani and tayyib, yani,
Khalas.
like khalas. Yeah,
Habibi,
exactly.
Habibi.
Exactly. It's this culture. They become this person wearing a thobe all the time, they got the miswak. It's like the fit, you.
Yeah. And I think like it's a sign of decline that the superficial aspects are emphasized.
Yeah.
Like if we lived in a time where the Islamic understanding was stronger and the Islamic civilization was stronger, we would have more emphasis on depth, the deeper aspects of it, and what somebody wears or what they look like would be not unimportant, but less important.
But it's culture too.
Some of it is culture, yeah.
Like wearing a thobe. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they didn't wear thobes the way we wear them today.
Yeah.
They had different, they have like a two-piece, I think. Everyone has different clothing. Maybe in the West it's different. You know what I love to see? Influencers and people that you don't realize they're Muslim. They're doing a lot of good work. They're empowering people. They're teaching them. They're advocating, or they're activists in their own areas. And then you find out they're Muslim, and you're like, wow, like this is what it means to be Muslim.
I disagree with you.
Why?
I think it's a bad sign when you don't realize someone's Muslim.
No, but you realize it right away is what I'm trying to say. But they didn't represent themselves as this like Islamosphere, like Islamic identity type of person. They're just a Muslim. They're an actual Muslim doing their thing in their different area of life, and they're excelling in it. And they're showing their Islam too, but it's not like the first thing that you see. I guess I understand what you're saying. Like you should appear to be Muslim, like you should represent your Islam, your deen. But I just mean like
it's not only that.
Exactly.
But that's but like we shouldn't go as far as to say like because it's not only that is also a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like it should, I shouldn't shave my beard just so that I don't appear Islamophobic.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what
no,
I'm saying?
astaghfirullah. I know exactly what you mean.
Even though, by the way, some opinions say it's sunnah, yani. It's not fard.
Some people say what?
Some opinions say that the beard is sunnah, not fard.
Right. Okay.
So, but I'm just saying, like, it's the wrong mindset. When Islam becomes a bouquet of superficiality
Yes.
instead of the deep message that it's supposed to be, and that should be reflected. Like, and I'm not trying to prop us up as an example. Like, we're not an example for anything. But like, I mean, like in this show, we just kind of talked about Epstein, secret societies. If you can imagine if this show were not Muslim, we'd still be talking about these topics, but we wouldn't be informed by an Islamic perspective.
Yes.
As many shows are, like Matt Walsh or Candace Owens, they talk about the same kinds of things. We're just coming at it with two guys with beards who are talking about it from an Islamic perspective, right?
Yeah. No, alhamdulillah. I mean, for us, alhamdulillah, we're studying everything. We're talking about the whole world and AI and everything, right? And how it ties into us and how we have to empower ourselves through these same tools.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And learn it properly, right? Instead of hiding, like, when the printing press came out and they were scared of it, and that actually made us go back, regress as a civilization. It's like these things come out, technology and whatever, and then we're scared of it. Instead of being scared, we're studying it, we're learning it, we're excelling in them so that we can also compete with, you know what I mean?
There is this kind of attitude, like, and if we thought like that, we wouldn't put our faces on social media.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, because of the image,
some people, to be leaders, that if you're a leader, you're going to be under the radar. People are going to be looking at you, and you have to accept that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So people who say, I'm just going to, stay off the radar, not going to like give any information and be anonymous. Sure, but you're accepting to be a specific kind of person in society who's not reaching the heights of a leader. You know what I'm saying?
And not just that. Nobody is really watching your stuff like that. Like nobody, there's no FBI agent behind the screen. Like, we just lost another one. Like he doesn't.
But it is. Look. Actually,
they have your phone. They have all your.
Ironically, it starts to matter only when you are a leader. They actually do start caring.
Yes.
So the people who are out there and making a difference, those are the people that are going to be on like actually paid attention to.
Yeah.
But what kind of difference are you making in the world? Who are you? Yeah. Probably nobody's caring about your data. That's
one thing. But the other thing too is that they already have your phone. You're using your phone. Your phone is everything.
Yeah.
They have access to everything they need. Like you adding to ChatGPT or whatever.
That's true. Like you're carrying a GPS with you everywhere you go, and you're worried about telling people where you live. It's
like if you really care about that, like kind of like, protecting yourself, go get a Nokia phone and like, you know what I mean?
That's true.
But going back anyways to what we were talking about with Farzi and everything, I'm just going to end off with this note. Like the whole point of like becoming this like Muslim, wearing a thobe, speaking Arabic, only talking about Islamic things because that's your whole identity now. Box that we were talking about. Dr. Omar Johnson, you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
He had a problem with this. I think this is why he left. He mentioned he left Islam.
Yeah.
You remember that video? There's a video.
That. Yeah, it went viral a while back.
Yes. He's like, why do I need to dress like the Arab? Right?
Or
speak Arabic. Why do I have to eat like the Arabs? Why do I have to this? He's like, it's Arabism. Basically, what he realized is there's this whole Arabism culture when you become a Muslim. Yeah. And that turned him off, and that actually pushed him away from Islam. And so that's where we have to clarify. We have to make sure people understand that Muslims are all different. They all look different. They talk different. There is that commonality for sure.
Yeah, like, look, I mean, for his case in specific, I think he also mentioned the Arabic language. And there are aspects of what was Arabic culture that Islam appropriated. And it became part of Islam. So yeah, maybe wearing a shimar is necessarily Islamic. You can be a Brit wearing a 3-piece suit and just as Islamic as a Saudi wearing a shimar and thobe.
100%, yeah.
But you should learn Arabic still.
Well, right? Yeah, because there are pillars of the prayer, for example, that's in Arabic. Not just
because of the prayer. No. This just should be our language.
Okay.
The Arabic language is central to like having any civilization needs a centralized language.
Okay.
Right? We need to be able to a lingua franca. You can keep your local language and learn that, and that's fine.
But I'm saying it's for the deen. You're saying no, it's not.
It's for the deen primarily in the sense that, okay, yes, we need Arabic to read the Quran, to understand the Quran.
I get that.
To access our tradition.
Okay.
Right?
Like academic.
Yeah, academic tradition.
I get that. Okay.
All that. But actually, even more than that, like you need a civilization needs a language. In most countries in Europe.
Yeah.
What's the official language of instruction in the universities and in the governments?
I would assume English.
English.
Yeah.
I don't know about the governments, but definitely the universities.
Yeah.
You can go as an undergrad or especially a grad student to any of these countries and you'll be learning in English.
Yeah.
So in an Islamic civilization, if we, once we have one, it's going to be all in Arabic.
Yes,
So
yes.
that would be the lingua franca.
Yeah, I mean, they all studied Arabic too, like during the Islamic civilization when it was on
like
top.
during like the Renaissance, before the Renaissance.
Yes.
Yes, like they
that
basically the youth in Italy and Spain began to learn Arabic more than their own languages.
Because it was lingua
Yes,
franca.
yeah.
And also because
Lingua franca, by the way, means the commonly used language in the world or in the society.
Yes, and also because they had to use that language to translate the works
Yes.
of the
Of the Islamic Golden Age.
exactly, and Renaissance and then
Yeah.
the Enlightenment period. But I still disagree with you a little bit because I understand that needs to be this language of the civilization. But that's Dr. Omar Johnson's like his point was he wants to go against that whole Arabism, the
But what I'm
idea that
saying
you
is
because there's diversity in culture, diversity in language.
But he doesn't have a point when it comes to the language.
Okay,
Like there is, yes, bro. Like
it's important. I get it.
You were not born with the Arabic language. Most Muslims were not. Most Muslims are Pakistani, Indian, Indonesian. They're not Arabic speakers.
Yeah.
They should be.
Okay.
Which this was a mistake, basically, that our Muslim countries do not emphasize teaching the Arabic. Languages are taught, man. Like if we just change the government structure and educational structure, from 4 years old, you'd be learning the Arabic language.
Yeah.
There's no reason why that can't happen.
Look, from an academic perspective, I understand what you're saying, but from just a general, Ammi, like layman point of view, some people don't really need to know a bunch of Arabic. They just need to know the essentials for the deen, for the prayer, for example.
No, that's not correct.
Why?
We, as a people,
Yeah.
any people have a language. Now, the thing is, the problem that you're making is just like I was saying, the Arabic language for the Arabic people. No, Islam came and said something different. Islam said there's no Arabic people. There's no Arab people. There's just the Muslim people.
Okay.
And the Muslim people have a language. One
Okay.
language. It's called Arabic.
Okay.
Right? So there's no like prohibition or elimination or even discrimination
Against other languages. Yeah.
They're important and they add to our diversity.
Yeah.
But when we had a khilafah and it expanded, especially in those early centuries,
Yeah.
and it came to Persia and in Africa and so on, those places had a bunch of different native languages, and those people became their native Arabic speakers
Because
generations. Because that's just like that becomes the school language, that becomes the university language, that becomes just you have to speak Arabic here. This is the Arabic civilization.
Okay, I see what
Today
you're
we don't have a civilization, so people have to go to like Bayina or Al-Az Academy as we have in I3 and have to learn it basically from scratch. It's hard. They might feel excluded. They might feel alienated.
Yes. Some people don't like the idea that to be saved, you need to learn Arabic.
You don't to be saved.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point.
Even though you don't need it to be, you're not going to go to hell if you don't know Arabic, still a Muslim should learn Arabic.
Okay, yes.
Just like you're not going to go to hell if you don't know Tajweed.
Yes.
But what doesn't mean learning Tajweed is not part of Islam? It is.
Yeah.
I would not like include this like with the thob and the shimag and stuff like this.
Gotcha.
That's pure culture.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
But the Arabic language, there is something essentially about the deen with it.
There's going to be a common language no matter what with
and there's the Arabic language has been preferred over all other languages. So look, if he has a problem with that, I can see where he's coming from, but he's wrong.
About specifically the Arabic language. Yeah,
yes.
I gotcha. That makes sense. But yeah, but you're still against the whole Arabism culture, basically.
Depends on what we're defining it as. Because some people, even many Orientalists, they'll look at aspects of Islam that are similar to Arab culture before Islam.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, Islam is really just Arab culture dressed up as this international religion that seeks to proliferate Arab culture to the world.
Right.
And of course, that's a lie. They get that because they choose to look at Islam through the lens of Arabic culture or Arabism. Right. So I reject the narrative of it. At the same time, yes. Now there are aspects that Islam doesn't even claim about Arab culture that people try to, in their excessiveness, I would say, like, or in their emphasis on the superficiality of things.
Yeah.
They want to look like a specific kind of person, which isn't necessarily Islamic per se.
Yeah.